Japanese technique. It's very clear, like crystal clear. But like in Japan, like dance is not considered as occupation or like respected enough. So instead of getting paid, dancers have to pay to be in a performance. Do you know what I mean? Oh, here's a 20 tickets to sell. Like sell it to your friends, and if you couldn't sell those tickets, that's gonna be on you. And if that's okay with it, you can be in a performance. That's how it goes, right? So I was like, okay, I cannot see myself being a professional dancer in this country as of now. It might change for the future, but
hopefully it does.
Yeah, I mean, but at least I need to see the outside world at least once. So that's also another reason why I decided to study abroad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool. It's interesting that you say about the having to like pay to dance, because it's actually kind of similar to how a lot of musicians have to do things, even in New York.
Right.
Like if you're an up and coming musician, you have to, like, if you want to play a show at a venue, they do the same thing, where it's like, if you have to sell this amount of tickets, and if you can't, then you have to pay for that. You have to like pay us because of that, you know. And so it's weird, or I guess it's not weird, but it's interesting to hear that, you know, over there that's how that works, and that, you know, it's still somehow is, even in the States, it's still somehow allowed for that to happen. When people, you know, people want art, you know, people want to pay for art, and they want to see, you know.
Yeah, I think people over there is not really willing to pay for art. And that was interesting because even in New York, you said, right? And then I see that now. I see it definitely. But like when I hear about all those things, oh, Europe is better, you know, like art is more appreciated in Europe. I hear all those things in New York. But like compared to the country I'm from, New York is way better. That's what I felt. So like... I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't complain or anything. Like, you know, when you need to speak up, you need to speak up. But I'm just saying that compared to the country I'm from, New York is way better. There are so many people who at least love art. There are people who are willing to support artists. And I feel like in Japan, we have a lack of those kind of people. So
that's super interesting. I mean, hopefully, of course, one day it changes, and you know, there's gonna be, like what you said about how, you know, New York, it might be better in terms of that compared to Japan, but like you said, rightfully so, is that, you know, that doesn't mean we can't complain about things. There are some things that we can change, that we should change, and that's how it gets better in places like here, but also in places like Japan. Is like asking questions and making people more interested, and also I think people don't understand, because we have so much of it, people don't understand how important it is to have art. It's kind of, it's everything, you know. Art is how we as humans express ourselves, and it's how we communicate with each other, and it's beautiful that, you know, you're able to communicate with dance. And speaking of dance, what are some of your favorite aspects of dance, favorite things about dance when it comes to Japan and the United States? Like,
I mean, like wherever I go, like I think dancing is the best language for me to communicate with people in the most honest way. Like, I mean, English is apparently a little harder for me because it's second language, but even in Japanese, sometimes like I have a hard time to explain what I feel. Like I can explain things I see, or like, you know, like who did what, this happened when, like I can explain all those things, of course, but like my least favorite question is like, what did you feel and what do you feel? And I definitely feel something, but like, I don't know. I'm so hesitant about like categorizing my feelings in certain words. Like I can say sad, I can say happy, and I think it's true. But there's a range within happiness and sadness, or even outside of that. Like I don't know. So like